This is the real reason why Prince Azim of Brunei died at 38, his tragic life story explained. How could a prince, known for his lavish parties and rubbing shoulders with Hollywood's elite, meet such a tragic end at just 38 years old? Prince Azim of Brunei was, of course, one of the royals who had been very much into extreme luxury and all that it entails. However, he also had his fair share of battles that none of us could have predicted. From the illness that was so mysterious to his shocking death, Prince Azim's life was filled with secrecy. But the real question is, what led to his death? And what was his life like, which led to untimely death more than anyone ever expected? Stick around as we reveal the true cause of his death. Prince Abdul Azim was born in July 1982, being the second-born son of Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah, the Sultan of Brunei. Together with his second wife, Mariam, his life seemed destined for luxury and privilege. And honestly, his life was anything but ordinary. This is because he attended the most prestigious schools, such as the International School Brunei and Raffles Institution. He even went to Oxford Brookes University. But what really made headlines was his brief period at the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst in 2008, but surprisingly, he dropped out after just 1 week. This was proof that the rigid military life wasn't exactly his calling. Prince Azim was far more drawn to creativity and philanthropy. In 2009, he showed his flair for design by creating unisex weekend bags for MCM. And here's the kicker. The proceeds were donated to the Make-A-Wish Foundation UK, where he was a patron. Not bad for a prince, right? But his passion didn't stop there. He was a strong advocate for individuals with autism. At a charity show in Brunei in 2011, he spoke from the heart, saying that people with autism deserve the same respect you'd show any member of your family. And he didn't just talk the talk. In 2013, at the opening of the second ASEAN Autism Network Congress, he pushed for families with autistic members to receive the support they truly need. But if you think his story ends with charity work, think again. Prince Azim had a hand in Hollywood too. He produced several films through his London-based company, Daryl Prince Productions. Among his notable works was You're Not You in 2014, starring Hilary Swank, followed by Dark Places with Charlize Theron. He also brought us the feel-good comedy Wild Oats, featuring Shirley MacLaine, and produced The Time of Their Lives with Joan Collins in 2017. His later works included The Happy Prince and Hellbent, projects that showcased his love for storytelling and art. As for the year 2019, he suddenly came in a storm. Not for the invite-only parties he used to organize or for his charity initiatives, but for something much more critical. It came after his family sought to implement harsh rules of Sharia law in the small nation of Brunei. The laws included the death penalty for homosexuality and adultery. This really sent shockwaves across Hollywood. Some of the most prominent stars, including George Clooney, Elton John, Ellen DeGeneres, and others, initiated the global protest with the boycott of Brunei-owned properties. And the Dorchester collection was part of such protests. It was not only the image of Brunei that was affected by the negative implications. He was a recognizable figure in Hollywood parties, but found himself opposed by the faces he used to mingle with. There was some controversy over this decision, so much so that it was said that he had to withdraw his presence at a party for the You're Not You, a movie he was instrumental in the making of. Then, it became even more personal. Now, even though he never came out publicly to address his own sexuality, his support for the LGBTQ+ community didn't go unnoticed. In fact, his lavish parties were said to have welcomed prominent figures like Caitlyn Jenner. Now, if you did not know who she is, Caitlyn is one of the world's most famous transgender people. If Azim could be friends with such a figure, then it was such a bold stance, considering the stark contrast to his father's enforcement of strict Sharia law in Brunei. It's this contradiction between his personal beliefs and his royal family's conservative values that made Prince Azim such an intriguing and complex figure, living a life that seemed at odds with the world he came from. But that's not all. Celebrity gossip blogger Perez Hilton outed Prince Azim as gay, a bold move in response to the Sultan of Brunei's new laws. Now you'd think being outed in such a public way would devastate anyone, but Prince Azim's reaction? Surprisingly composed. He admitted that being outed didn't bother him personally. What troubled him more was that it could have hurt others in the LGBTQ+ community, especially in the wake of such harsh laws. It was this duality that made him so fascinating. So, on one side, he was an international and prominent figure. He was known for having lavish birthday parties, which were attended by A-list celebrities. On the other hand, he belonged to the royal family. The royal family enforced strict Islamic laws that contrasted with the glamorous lifestyle he embodied. And what do you expect? A prince torn between two vastly different worlds. But the question is, why did he not care about how he lived and how his actions and beliefs were different from them? Was there something we did not know about? On October 24, 2020, the world was stunned by the news of Prince Azim's passing at just 38 years old. The government of Brunei made the announcement, confirming that the prince had died in a hospital in Yarudong. The exact cause of his death was not clear at first, but there were rumors from local reports that he was fighting liver cancer for some time. Prince Azim's funeral took place on the same day, according to Islamic tradition. His father, Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah, declared a 7-day national mourning period, during which celebrations across Brunei were strictly prohibited. The prince was laid to rest next to his grandfather, Sultan Omar Ali Saifuddin III, in the royal mausoleum in Bandar Seri Begawan, following Asar prayers. It was a sad, deeply personal affair, attended by the Brunei royal family, high-ranking dignitaries, and cabinet ministers. Among the foreign guests who paid their last respects was Tunku Idris Iskandar, who was present on behalf of the Sultan of Johor. In fact, the very next day after the tragic death of Prince Azim, the Sultan of Johor decreed that all flags in Johor should be hoisted at half-mast in honor of the death of the prince. As news of his death spread, Prince Azim's celebrity friends were quick to share their grief. Actor Kevin McHale described him as a true light on Twitter, praising the prince's generosity and warmth. On Instagram, Joan Collins shared a heartfelt memory of her time with Azim and supermodel Jerry Hall, posting, "Rest in peace, Prince Azim. You were a good friend to me and everyone who was lucky to know you." Janet Jackson also paid tribute, writing on her Instagram story, "Azim, I love you too, and God willing, no more pain. He will take care of you now, Amin." But the most revealing message came from his brother, Prince Mateen. Prince Mateen opened up about his older brother's death in a way that only someone deeply close to him could. He revealed that sharing the truth behind Prince Azim's health struggles was something Azim would have wanted. After all, he had always been a strong advocate for raising awareness about important causes. He shared that he was eternally grateful for spending so many years of childhood with his brother. His older brother loved to play pranks, joke around, and had a laughter that was so contagious. And we can all agree Prince Azim lived a life that most of us can only dream of, a life of luxury and generosity. With a personal wealth estimated at a staggering $5 billion, according to the Times of London, he wasn't shy about spending it, and spending it lavishly. He was even nicknamed the party-loving prince for a reason. His star-studded parties were legendary, often attended by the likes of Pamela Anderson, Janet Jackson, and Mariah Carey. But the real jaw-dropper was the goodie bags handed out at his events. According to the Times, the goodie bag at one of his parties was worth £20,000 per head and contained a voucher for a safari holiday in Kenya. A new mobile phone, a satellite navigation system, an original oil painting, and a full dental makeover with a private dentist. Yes, you heard that right. A dental makeover. Other birthdays were reportedly filled with some 6,000 white roses or held at the Dorchester, quite handily owned by his father. But despite the glitz and glamour, there was another side to the prince, his heart for giving. While he was known for indulging in luxury, he was equally committed to philanthropy. He had a soft spot for charitable causes, especially those benefiting children. He even dabbled in fashion design, creating unisex weekend bags for the luxury brand MCM, with the proceeds going to the Make-A-Wish Foundation in the UK to support critically ill children. But his biggest passion was undoubtedly his London-based film production company, Daryl Prince Productions, where he worked with top-tier, Oscar-winning talent to bring stories to life on the big screen. It's this balance of opulence and generosity that made Prince Azim such a fascinating figure. He lived extravagantly, but he also gave back in ways that truly made an impact. So now I want to hear from you. Do you think the pressures of royalty contributed to his tragic end, or was it something else entirely? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating videos like this one.